Heyo, how's everyone doing? Also, hello, Death Chaos. How you doing? Okay, let me do the thing because I forgot to do it. There we go. Hello, hello, and welcome to another silly loaf stream. Today, hold on, let me just there we go. Yeah, welcome to another silly loaf stream. Today we are gonna play this silly visual novel that I played on the Next Fest earlier this year, maybe last year. I played a demo, I like the game. The full game is right here, so I'm gonna play the full game. Pixel Pulps. Also, there's other stories. There's like two. I think it's like DLC things. But yeah. Bahnsen Nights. From what I remember, it's like a story about like this person who's like a knight, and this is like a priest or something, and it's like a cult. We're trying to expose them, or at least that's what I think. New game. Enough assumptions. Let's just jump straight to it. Remember to save the game from time to time. Okay. Episode 1. There's something heavy in the air. I think this is where we started the demo. So it is the start of the game. Some kind of tension. It's not just silence, just that follows his pauses. It's expectation. The son of a bitch knows how to talk. Dozens of people listen to Tony's sermon with tears in their eyes. After each pause, they wait. Suspense, making their pulse race. And Tony knows it. You notice the way he waits before starting certain lines. How he builds up the crowd's energy and makes the most of every silence. Although you heard his speech before, you can't help but notice there's a certain magnetism in his words. You remember that before the storm, Tony had been a used car salesman. Did you know that the idea that hell is below us was etched into the Western subconscious by the 14th century poem? Tony claims that more than 500 years ago, the devil sat behind Dante, that last name, and dedicated the verses of Divine Comedy to him. Okay. You look around. You can feel the contained energy, and you know it won't be much longer. Where do you think the tornadoes that plague our country came from? Or come from? Don't be fooled. Close your eyes and feel the hairs on your arms stand on end. Hell isn't below us. No. Not beneath our feet. You crazy son of a bitch. Hell is above us all. People recognize the end of the sermon and you feel like something finally breaks. A huge amount of energy gets released. And the clamor is deafening. Or clamor? You wonder if the same crowd could be heard over the passing of a F5 tornado. Try not to draw too much attention. You walk away from the scene by strolling to the other side of the barn. Also, don't smoke. You light a cigarette and take a few drags. You can still hear them cheering. You grab your head. What were you thinking? You didn't infiltrate the Bahnsen Knights, to analyze their leader's sermon. You need to know what happened to Capra. You think of your partner, of the work at the agency, and all the beers you shared. Capra is the godfather of the 3-year-old daughter. The day she was born, he promised that whatever happens to you, he would be there for her. You feel an emptiness in your stomach, and you try to think of something else. I still can't understand why you smoked that brand boulder. Tony! Startled back into the present. You didn't hear him coming. I need some air. Smiley face. Here. I have no other option. Grab the key. Tony shakes the keychain close to your face. You don't really seem to have a choice and grab the key. Is there something wrong with my Sierra? No, it's not that. Today's sermon was intense. I need you to drive me in my Sierra. What about mine? Should I leave it here? Yeah, don't worry. Tomorrow's a new driver joins the group. We're going to use the barn for the baptism. A new baptism? This soon? You start Tony looking for a sign. Nothing. It's not the first time Tony's had someone drive him in his car, but it's the first time he asked you. Let's hurry before everyone heads out. You walk to Tony's Ford Sierra and get into the driver's seat. I'll sit in the back. Need to stretch my legs a bit. You turn the key and hear the engine roar. Step on it, Boulder. Don't be shy. Why did he ask me to drive him? Why not ask one of the others? Could it be because he found you near where the cars were parked and he just wanted to hurry? And what was that about a new baptism? Based on what you heard, neither candidate's ready yet. Even though you try to focus on the route, you can't help but think that something's wrong. A doubt forms like a cloud in your mind. What does Tony know? Talk to Tony. Tony. We don't have to chat, Bowler. What does he mean? Your hands sweat on the steering wheel. Try to calm down and think. Tony's voice came from behind the passenger seat. Turn on the radio? Tony doesn't want to talk, so you can't stand the silence. Music might help you think more clearly. You turn on the radio. Static. Okay, 666. Okay, someone's talking about politics. Not what you're looking for. You don't want to hear the sports result either, so you keep looking. You feel some movement in the back. Let's go. They be vibing. Leave it there. Listen. You recognize the song and the chill runs down your spine. It's an old blues song about betrayal. Stay on this station. You focus on the song's lyrics and everything falls into place. Also, deja vu. I think we crashed or something? Tony knows. He knows you infiltrated the Bahnsen Knights, or the Bahnsen Knights. He knows your investigation what happened to Capra. The son of a bitch just knows. So, what would he do now? Would he wait until he got out of the car and shoot you in the back of the head? You grip the wheel tight with both hands. Tony would never kill anyone inside of one of his Sierras. You think of your daughter, of Capra, of the promise he made you that no one would ever fulfill. Boulder, the truck! I knew it. I remember. Everything happened too fast. And although Tony wasn't killed instantly, neither of you survived the frontal collision with the truck. What are you doing? Sorry. But you know the rules of the Bahnsen Knight better than anyone. The driver chooses the music. Tony laughs and something about it calms you down. But I always die if I do this. Okay, so I'm not supposed to put the music on? What? Am I stuck here forever? Oh my god, I think I'm just done. God damn. Jeez. That was first dead end of the game. Okay. Can I save here? How do we save? I have no option to save. Okay, look at Tony in the mirror. Tony must be laying down because you can't see him in the rear view mirror. Look over your shoulder. What's Tony doing back there? You can't just drive with your back to someone like him. You push hard against the steering wheel to force your back into the seats. You try to look over your shoulder. Stay in the lane, Boulder. You look ahead again, straight in the car. Was Tony lying against the rear side passenger door? You're sure the voice came from that side. But how did he notice the car deviating? The Sierra had barely moved from the center of the lane. Talk to Tony. We don't have to talk. What does he mean? What the heck? Was I doing something wrong? What? What? Okay, now can I go to the right or something? Oh, there's more left. God damn it. One of your favorite songs comes and you let go of the dial. You don't know if it because of how Tony laughed when you mentioned one of the Bahnsen Nice rules, or because you're listening to the first song you danced with Eva. Whatever the reason, you start to calm down. Before you know it, you were singing the song under your breath. Come on, Boulder. Louder! Pumped up by Tony's words, you start singing out loud. When you finish, Tony starts clapping. Listen, tomorrow's an important day for all of us. Okay, now we don't die. I moved the baptism to the new driver forward because there's someone who's not going to be sticking around. The others are going to take care of him because before going to the bar. Who was Tony talking about? And had this nameless driver done? Or what did this nameless driver... Okay, I'm gonna stop. Would they do to him the same as they did to Capra? Again, this feeling of emptiness in your stomach. Well, let's focus on the positive. Tomorrow you'll have your first route exorcism. Happy, Boulder? You try to smile. Try the shaking in your left hand. The rest of the trip you do in silence. You know that you'll have to be more careful than ever if you don't want to be discovered. Also, can I save, please? Yeah, let's try and do saving. You park near the entrance of the bar to get out and open Tony's door. Tony slaps you on the shoulder and smiles. You enter the bar. Tony nods towards the center and winks at you. He then vanishes through the door in the back. And Danny's the beer is free for the Bahnsen nights, or Bahnsen nights. Old Danny had been one of the group's first drivers. After his tragic death, his son Kevin has taken over the bar. Kevin despised Tony and his followers, but even with their differences, he upheld the agreement with the Bahnsen Knights. Does Tony know that Kevin spits in every glass of beer before putting it into counter? You hear someone swearing on your left, and you see a group of men walking away from that word dartboard. Oh, the dartboard was Kevin's idea. Each customer is allowed to throw one dart at a night. But not the Bahnsen Knights. Tony had taken care of that. The Bahnsen Knights can throw as many darts as they want. And try to make Glenn's eye. Whoever gets Glenn's eye wins the— Oh! Ow! Panda Bear, welcome in! Ow! Oh, it works. Don't worry. Ow. I had to close the whole thing and re-authenticate with Twitch. Now the throwing thing works. Whoever gets the Glenn's eye wins a shot in single malt whiskey. Okay. Oh. Hold on, I'm trying to focus 100%. My brain power. God damn it. I'll do it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Stop. Come on. You might even, able to do this. I'm, gonna try it 10 more times. Damn it. Okay, 9. 8. 7. Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it. Yeah, I'm trying. Hold on. Oh! God damn it. Okay, 5. 4. 3. 2. Okay, 1. This is the final one. Come on. Come on. Damn. Okay, one more time. Okay, just one more time. I'm just gonna spam. I can't lose. It's an easy game. Okay, that was... Look, it's right there. God damn it. Oh, come on. Okay, please get the thing. I swear I'm gonna spend the entire game just trying to get this bullseye here. Is it even possible? Come on. It's like they really want me to not get the bullseye. It's like right there. You know what? I'm gonna do the smart thing and just give up. 'Cause I can't. You know, he's not going to spit in your glass. Kevin was Copper's friend. Something tells you that Kevin knows you're nothing like the rest of the Bahnsen Knights. Finish your beer. Search your back. You look over the door in the back. Also, is the game smooth? Or the stream is smooth? Because, my preview is a little slow on the frames. There's something Tony said you can't get out of your head. Starting tomorrow they'll let you join in the Holy Cross. You and your Ford Sierra will participate in the round exorcism at last. God damn it! Gamblers typically quit before making the jackpot. Yeah, I'm not gonna sleep. I got that loser mentality. Place your hand on your chest, and you suppress the bird before it reaches your mouth. You adjust your seat. Then mustering the strength to embark on another day. It's been over a month since your first exorcism. You don't know how much more you can take.
What Loaftie doesn't know is that he was 3 frames away from the bullseye. Of course, everyone knows a triple 20 is worth more.
Yeah, I know, but the game only gives me like a reward if I get the bullseye. Also, you haven't discovered what happened to Capra. Nor have you found the evidence necessary to incriminate Tony. You lowered the sun visor on your passenger's side. View drawings. Damn. She's an artist. Anguish constricts your chest. Neither heartburn nor the burning sensation of your esophagus troubles you anymore. You experience a shapeless pain. Pain that doesn't cling to the body, but rather the absence of anything. Ollie. You focus on the drawing. One of these markers still feels close to you, yet are a part of a different life. You recall Eva's laughter upon seeing how Olivia depicts you. You have pointed to your belly and you feigned offense. You scold her for mocking your child artistic abilities. Eva would ask you to put Olivia to sleep, giving you a playful wink. You would lull her to sleep, watching her fight the pull of the slumber. Or that Eva awaited you in the other room. Okay. You gaze at the holy cards. Sometimes you wonder if the agency complicates matters unnecessarily. Each saint represents a specific area of investigation, and the holy cards serve as a mean to communicate with your handler discreetly. You shut your eyes and you believe you catch a glimpse of them. You start the car. Okay, knowing that the road numbs your consciousness. Copper once told you that he used to fall asleep listening to tape of white noise on the Walkman, or on his Walkman. It helped because white noise encompasses all frequencies audible to humans. The perfect place for the voices that kept him awake to get lost in the crowd. Have you read Poe? Copper held Edgar Allan Poe in high regard, and it felt like a personal affront every time you told him that you hadn't read him yet. You glanced at the passenger seat. Would it be enough this time? So let me save again, just in case. The idea of using holy cards in investigation could be more apt. After all, you perceive every communication with your handler as a prayer. You walk with great strides. You remember Ava, how she mimicked the rhythm of your walk and laughed while doing so. There they are. Ava, 1954 and 1981. Olivia, 1987, 1981. It was your handler's idea. When you heard it, it seemed like a bad joke. Couldn't believe what was she proposing. Erecting the fake graves of your wife and daughter in a local cemetery. Okay, there we go. Thank you. So they're not dead. Your handler said it's so perfect as a cover. Your wife and daughter would be killed in a road accident, which would explain your disregard for life and self-destructive impulses behind the wheel. Two desirable traits among the Bahnsen. However, the true brilliance of the idea lay elsewhere, and was to name them after your real wife and daughter. As an undercover Can I talk, please? As an undercover agent, you would have no contact with them, and you could harness those genuine feelings of loss to make your cover more convincing. You gaze at your daughter's grave. Even though you know no one is buried there, the dates evoke a profound sadness, and you avert your eyes. Your wary handler chose your daughter's grave for the exchange because that reaction is common for most people. It's difficult to comfort the death of a child. Oh! There we go. Okay, now we get to the actual game. Okay, remember what each art card represents. Father Mario. Oh. Father Mario was a healing priest from the La Montaza, Argentina. There's a famous phrase of his, I am the guitar. God is the guitar player. The agency uses Father Mario holy card to catalog the actions of Tony acquaintances, and thus build a case against the entire hierarchy of Bahnsen Knights. Saint, that word. Featuring Saint of administrative offices or officers. The agency uses the Holy Card to catalog accounting documentation. Mary Undoer of Knots. Okay, it's an allegorical representation of human difficulties. The knots symbolize those problems that the version helps to unravel. The agency uses her Holy Card to catalog documentation that seems to have been forged or obtained illegally. Tax fraud? Examine available evidence. Oh. Okay, copy of receipt. The receipt is for 20 cans of red paint. You know that Tony paints huge crosses on his barns, sorry. And although the receipt is not evidence in itself to convict him, it could prove valuable to forensic accountants. Permission to drive after curfew. After the storm season and some security issues that followed the humanitarian crisis, the government issued a curfew prohibiting movement except for those with special permits. You mean the Rona? How had Tony managed to get a permit issued in his name? So maybe we choose this lady. Wait. Copy of receipts. Okay, so accountant. So I think it's the one in the middle. Yeah, accounting documentation. And the Mary under knots is for difficulties or forged things. Okay, I see. So maybe we do that. Okay. Select Holy Card and assign evidence. It's gonna be for the accountants, so it's the receipt. You assign the evidence to the Holy Card. Select Holy Card to the right. Assign evidence, and it's gonna be the curfew because maybe it's forged. You leave the Holy Cards on the grave, and you retreat the way you came. With the evidence stack up this time, could you build a case with this new information? How much longer will you endure the Bahnsen nights? However desperate you are to find what happens to Capra, you long to go home. You meant to embrace them, kiss them. You miss them so much. You yearn for Olivia to draw you, for Eva to laugh at you, to put Olivia to sleep. Knowing that Eva is waiting for you in the other room. What? What happened? The Sierra gets in front of you. You manage to brake at the last second. Fuck you! Vincent smiles, and you barely stop yourself from stepping out of the car to punch this grin off his face. You think of Capra, and the one that exercises his thought you to he thought you to survive as an undercover agent. It's a mnemonic trick. You have to imagine a sort of continuum for each person you interact with. Some sort of bar divided into 7 equal parts. Follow me, bowler. You look at Vincent. You can't imagine that bar. The beginning of the bar represents full confidence. The end, total suspicion. That points where they are going to accuse you and discover your true identity. You apply Capra's trick to all the Bahnsen nights, apart from Tony. With Tony, you never knew, or you never know where you stand, bar or no bar. You hear Vincent rev the car's engine. He wants to see us. You grit your teeth hard. You take comfort in taking that if the evidence is good enough this time, it won't be long before you'll be back with your family. Don't tell me it's episode 3. God damn! We're jumping. We be jumping. It's like 30 seconds. We're already, 30 minutes and we're already episode 3. Vincent steps on the gas. You cannot afford to fall behind. The old roadblocks are long gone. Ever since the storm started, everyone, police, firefighters, and FEMA for a while, has been dedicated to reconstruct efforts. Or at least that's what they're trying to do. Resources are scarce. And politics is never up on to the task. In a context like this, the official actors attempting to manage the chaos. Para-governmental organization emerge. Pepper's mission was to infiltrate Schmoven. Who's Schmoven? To infiltrate Johnny and his Bahnsen Knights. A group that caught the agency's attention due to their growth in the wake of these first tornadoes. Hell on high. Tony's messianic delusion. The agency isn't concerned with the religious idea of Bahnsen Knights. The agency is interested in the power they're acquired. Economic power. As well as territorial. The road leading to the barn is gravel. And despite bumping your head against the car roof multiple times, you refuse to let Vincent gain too much distance. Oh! You hit Luca and he falls backwards. He rushes at you, brandishing a knife. Despite the other trying to stop him, the blade hits its mark and stabs you in the stomach. The wound is deep. You suffered before darkness takes you. Okay. I was not ready. Luca, you hit the brake just in time. You crazy motherfucker. Heart is pounding. You know there's no room for even a moment distraction when dealing with Bahnsen Knights. Okay, there was a person on the right, so if I turned the steering wheel, I would have hit this person. Step out of the car and let them park it for you. You know they're gonna tease you about this. I also know they have a role to play. You're Boulder, a big, calm guy. The self-destructive urge gnawing at your core. You're an iceberg from which two chunks have been torn away, and the current carried them off, never to return. Your handler had recommended you to use a cover story to your advantage, arguing that pity is one of the most powerful resources when it comes to diverting attention. You look at the Bahnsen Knights around you, you can't help but wonder. Compassion, pity, empathy? Will these three characters be able to feel something like that? Keith was the eldest among them all. And if half the stories about him were true, he would have guaranteed place at Satan's side. Luca, who you almost ran over a few minutes ago, this person right here. So this is the oldest. This is Luca. Oh, I already forgot your name. You're pretty sure there's, must be a language somewhere in which Luca and Psychopath are, this word linked. And Vincent. Oh, this is Vincent. A sadist who's never heard of Marcus de Sade. Self-thought, a natural-born sadist. And therefore, much more dangerous. Sorry. I was distracted for a second. Don't worry, Boulder. At least you didn't kill me. Well, according to the thing, you literally killed me because I hit you with my car. Although even Olivia's deaths were parts of your act, a fiction, you can't help but feel the rage that threatens to consume you. You glance at Vincent, who shakes his head back and forth. You start to say something, and Keith clears his throat. Stop fucking around, you two. You know why we're here. Tony wants to exercise a new road, so I recommend you bury your demons deep, Boulder, and pay more attention next time. Yeah, I need to pay attention. You look at Luca, and Luca smiles. What's up, Boulder? Do you fancy me? On the contrary. You want to cover his face with bruises. Turn his expression into a rust-charged stain. And not worry about what you may or may not see in it. Hey. Vincent points towards the door of the barn. And three of them suddenly become serious, okay? Speaking of Rome. Oh. Okay. Tony and Monique, the librarian. Monique is Tony's trusted lieutenant. A woman of few words. And who, you doubt, knows how to smile. Listen to me. Oh! By now, I reckon we all know the signs. Why are his knuckles covered in blood? A tornado is approaching our roads. We're not going to let it pass. Tornadoes are everyone's roles in the exorcism. Unconsciously, you position yourself in the outskirts of the group. Do these guys really think they could influence the path of a tornado? Boulder, listen to me. Today, you go first. Okay, I think I'm gonna die. Gonna go head first into a tornado. But Tony looks at Luca in the eye, and Luca looks down. Fine. Fine then? You nod. What are you waiting for? You run to the Sierra. Before you get in, you steal a glance at the barn. What was Tony doing in there? Whose blood did he wipe off his knuckles? You marked the position of the barn on the map. As soon as you had the chance, you'd go back to investigate. A new exorcism on the road. And this was the first time you'd be out at the front. The most important position in the formation. For which you need total confidence of the rest of the drivers. You always found it hard to hear Tony. Also, let me save again, just in case. Assign you to the top of the cross? Why give you that role? In case it's the sun visor and the passenger seat. No. This isn't the first to seek solace in the drawings, nor to think about how much more time until the extraction. You start the car and rev the engine, hoping that the roaring noise will drown out even your own thoughts. Exercise Road. Oh! Are we gonna actually play? Like, Oh, the tornado's right there. Move right. No! Okay. Hold on, thoughts of Eva, despite your resistance, darkness finally envelops you. Okay, let's try. You're not ready to be in the Well, I didn't know what to do. Come on, game. Oh no! Move right! Move right! Okay, we're safe. That was a low blow game. Okay, we're good. There we go. Oh! Let's go. I just didn't know what I was doing. The tornado weakens. Your heart races, flooded with the excitement you can't explain. You roll down the window, and only the horns of the Bahnsen Knights can be heard on the road. Did we literally stop a tornado? Like, damn. Oh! Episode 4, or Chapter 4. For the first time, it happened to you. As soon as you walk at Danny's bar, you feel like you're floating. Like you can see yourself from the outside. Like this. Or someone else. Or you're someone else. Look who's here. The illusion soon shatters. Try to smile and return the greeting. You're Boulder, an undercover agent investigation religious cult led by Tony. Looking at for answers about the disappearance of Capra, your dear friend and your godfather to your daughter. You miss little Olivia so much. Your eyes itch. And it's not because of the smoke in the bar. You take a breath. What are you going to do now? I don't know. Okay, maybe go to the bar? You walk to the bar. Kevin continues to do his thing without looking up. Ask if everything is alright. Back. Okay, let's go to the left. Go get closer to the dark birth. Let's go again. Damn. Damn. Come on. Just let me win. I need to win. Okay, no. God damn it. Okay, I'm doing a trick. I already clicked, and I'm gonna let go when it goes to the middle. Come on. It's literally avoiding the middle. You gotta work the lag. What do you mean? Come on, spamming. It's like doing everything but, actually aiming at the middle. Okay, we gotta close my eyes and just do it. Okay, that was too far off. One. Okay, let's do it again. Ooh, that was close. Okay, I'm closing my eyes. Let's do it again. Oh, that was close again. Okay, let's do it again. Come on. I'm not even looking, so I should be able to win. Damn it. Can I even, like, aim with my mouse? No. Please. I need this win. I'm just gonna spam it until I can make it. Ow! Fellow Grapekeeper, hello. How you doing? Ah! Hold on. Today cover, how's your bum for feathers? How you doing, Grave? How was your morning? Also, I'm spamming so I can get the bullseye for a free drink. I think I'm just being scammed into playing the game. Come on. Come on. Morning has become my evening. Did you sleep too much? Come on. That's a 50? It's in the middle. It's right there. I just don't sleep when I'm supposed to. Oh, okay. I see how it is. Be a good more evening. Okay, I'm gonna stop. This is too much. Okay, sit with the Bahnsen Knights. Go to the emergency exit. Sit down, Boulder. There's a dick. If you want to try. Have the record. You look at Luca. And Luca smiles and winks at you. How do you like to wipe that smile of a face with a punch? Oh, he's talking to himself. Play Vies. Okay. Okay, let's talk first. Talk Monique, even though she doesn't talk. Exactly what I said. Looks ahead, you wonder what she's thinking about. For the moment, you can't think of anything to say to her. Talk to Vincent. Ask him about the glasses. It seems you want to make a conversation, Boulder. I could tell you I wear them because smoke infiltrated my eyes. Also, Nimsalo, hello. How you doing? Okay. Or because drinking makes them red. It could be because I don't want anyone to see me as I am, and hide behind them. Or I could tell a story from when I was a kid. Why not? Two of my neighbors, a few years older than me, they invented this game. It involved grabbing my neck and lowering my head until I almost touched a freshly made dog turd, and seeing who could hold me the closest without my face touching it or getting me away. At first I resisted. I tried with all my strength to get out of it, but then I got used to seeing pieces of shit right up close. You know how many times I had to that word in miss school? What do you say, Boulder? Could this have something to do with what happened to me when I was a kid? The truth is simpler, you know. look fucking good on me. Okay, dude. Let's play the cards. What is this game and how do you play it? Oh, thank you. Ask how to play it. The rules are simple. You'll turn over 1 card per turn. That card is a salvation. And it will have to beat the doom card. If the salvation seems low to you, you can add as many cards as you want from the cross. If the salvation card is higher than the doom card, you continue playing. If it's lower, you lose. And if it's equal value, you'll have to break the tie by turning over 2 new cards. One of salvation and another of doom. If you lose the tiebreaker, which we call leap of faith, you'll be able to look for a miracle. The miracle can only be achieved if you match the value of doom by adding cards from the cross to the leap of faith. For each leap of faith you win, you will get a new cross. You can use the new cross at the beginning of each turn. And deal cards until you fill it again. Simple, isn't it? It's not simple. Okay, add a card for the cross. What the heck? I don't know how to play this game. You need to tie with doom to obtain a miracle. Oh! I see. That's a lot. Damn it. Can't understand. Are you sure? Yep. There we go. You turn over cards from the leap of faith. You lose. God damn it. Okay, I don't know how to play, so I'm not gonna play that game. It's very, hard. If only I can just click the cards. Instead of, like, going through the whole thing. Okay, let's go to the right of the bar. Tables in the back. There's a man you've never seen before sitting at one of the tables. His face is covered, and you wonder if he's hiding from someone. But isn't it true that we all hide from someone else? You start to say something, and the man looks at you in the eye. You decide not to bother him. You recognize the need to be alone when you see it. Who is he? Does anyone know? Approach the jukebox. Look at the pictures. Danny is posing with a younger man who you don't recognize. You read the message on the picture. To a true fan, Scaloni. First of the pictures is a famous crooner. What was his name? Oh, Tim Robinson. Next to it, a picture of an attractive woman. Could she be famous? Third is of Danny with a man who you don't recognize either. Danny's bar at the bottom picture. The date in the corner suggests that the photo was taken around the time of the inauguration. Okay. Elvis Presley. Okay, that's a normal person. Is it true what you heard that agency about this death? What? A group of friends. Photo is old. Why are you looking at the pictures on the wall of a shitty bar? Sometimes you think that everything you do is nothing more than a simple distraction. A way to delay the inevitable. Will it be enough just to want to believe? A former president of the country. Wonder how there are still people who believe in politicians. Next. Next. Can I just listen to them? Oh, that's literally just music. Drink one beer in silence. It's the first one of the night. Although your handler's strategy is smart, you know you can't drink too much. There's a point at which, no matter how well you can hold your booze, you're going to start talking. And on the borderline between what's fact and what's fiction, you run the risk of someone pulling your veil. Everything coming to an abrupt end. Feel out of place, Boulder? The question takes you by surprise. You read all the coppers reports. You know that Kevin had become something like a friend to him. What exactly had it said? Kevin, current owner of Danny's Bar, is one of the most interesting characters I've met connected to the Bahnsen Knights. You'd like to tell him that you're friend with Capra, and ask him if he knows what happened to him. But things aren't that simple. Sometimes there's no choice. I was always good with numbers, you know. That's why Dad never let me go. The old man even asked me to do his taxes. Come on. You know we always forged them. You didn't hear it from me. Did you ever read Martin Gardner's column in Scientific American? You look at Kevin carefully. Although you don't know exactly what he's talking about, you understand Capra's interests. The first one I ever read was recommended to me by a customer. I was 15, waiting tables. This one guy couldn't make up his mind what to order. He asked me one thing and instantly regretted it. Changed to something else. I thought maybe he didn't have enough money. I ran him through the menu again, including combinations of stuff that I figured he might like, given what he's already asked for. And in my head, I calculated the right price for all these made-up dishes. The guy just stared at me and told me to bring him whatever I wanted. He left me a hell of a tip and a copy of Scientific American. On the cover, he wrote, "Read the Mathematical Games column. You'll enjoy it." You know how many times I thought about getting the hell out of this place? But I couldn't leave Dad on his own. Dad got me a subscription to Scientific American, and later signed me up to correspondence writing course. Getting the mail every month is what kept me sane, Boulder. Okay, ask about the writing course. Kevin looks at you for a few seconds. He seems to enjoy being listened to. The guy who thought the course signed his name with only 3 letters. LCB. I used to fantasize about what those letters stood for. Lewis Carroll Bateman. Lisa Coleman Burke. But I never found out. They sent me these booklets with theories and exercises. Circle of characters, LCB called these creations. I started to put what I've learned into practice. I even sent those stories off to some address in one of the booklets. And took the chance to ask about the meaning of the signature. Never heard back. Okay, I just talked to him the whole game. Kevin pauses before answering. Oh, am I losing his interest or am I getting the interest? Because this is like, it was right here, now it's right here. Do you know how many non-colonial points are needed to define a circle? 2? No, 2 isn't enough. 6-3. Oh my god, I was gonna pick 3. 6-3 this points to define a circle. Give him smiles. Imagine 3 points on a piece of paper. When you connect the dots, you make a triangle. And if you draw a circle that fits around the triangle, you'll see that there's only one that does it perfectly. Each of the 3 points you drew is the vertex of the triangle, the corners. In the center of the circle is a special point that's exactly the same distance from each of the corners. Imagine you put the point, you can't put... Okay, you're putting me to sleep here. Not to be, a bad person, but like, goddamn. You make the pencil touch any of the corners of the triangle, then draw a circle with a compass. And the circumference will touch all 3 points. LCB states that the character can be defined by just 3 stories. And rather than writing novels or short stories, he preferred character circles. But a circle is a difficult geometric figure. It eats its own tail. According to LCB, the character circle is the most perfect narrative unit, and because this basic perfection, the most tragic. Why the most tragic? Because the first thing you have to accept when you do something is that you remove the possibility of doing something else. A guy in a suit used to come to the bar. He didn't talk much. He'd read the newspaper and have nothing but coffee for breakfast. I never confirmed it, but the first day he came, I figured he was FBI. One of the LCB exercises was about that. Observing someone and imagining 3 stories that defined them. Those stories outline the character circle. Want to hear this FBI coffee guy's 3 stories? Do I have to keep doing this? Maybe another night. I need to serve these beasts now. Thank you. God! I'm kidding, by the way. But that's actually very fun. Like, oh, you try and imagine 3 stories for the person that you see. It might help you understand them a little better. If you're trying to have a conversation later on. If you go to the left, goes to the bar. There were 2 goons checking out, checking that no one enters the office. Because I don't even have the right to go to Tony, so I'm gonna go to the exit. Go outside. You take a deep breath. How much longer are you going to resist? Go outside again. It's losing my mind. Okay. God damn it, I'm back to this. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. So what do we do so we can actually proceed? Okay, I think I need to do a distraction. Maybe like pick a song that he likes. Damn. Already leaving Boulder? Why don't you come here and chat? You make a hand gesture and walk to the door. Exorcism on the road. Mechanic disillusion. Saddest at the wheel. And the constant threat of being killed. How much more of all this could you take? Okay, so I literally just needed to leave. Oh! Episode 5. Your wrist hurts. You feel a burning in your esophagus. And the onset of a cramp in your left leg. You try to remember happier times. Times when you awoke differently. Eva used to raise you before... Or rise before you. The first thing that would greet you was the aroma of coffee wafting from the kitchen. After a while, she entered the room with steaming cups. She set them on the bedside table, and places a kiss on your lips. The coffee would stop steaming, cool in the cups, but neither of you would particularly mind. Years later, Olivia would arrive, and in the mornings would be different. Not better nor worse, just different. Suddenly, breathing becomes a struggle. A profound sense of loss engulfs you. It's as if Eva and Olivia were no longer there. As if the accident had really happened. You can never see them again. You shake your head. How much did you drink last night? Only 1 cup, come on! Not too much. Whoever left notes had done a good job. The fact they did it without you noticing bothers you. You step out of the car, and the morning chills takes you by surprise. Mile 54. You think about the word, classes at the agency. The meaning entwined within each stroke. Yet, beyond theoretical disclosure. You recognize the sender of the message. Could it be actual evidence? You look around you. The cars of the Bahnsen rest like cattle in the field. Before their rhymes kick in. Oh! You can look at their cars. Let's go. I'm gonna start with Vincent. Is he gonna have like a full backseat full of glasses? Oh, Vincent sleeps. That's better. So remember the story he told you when you asked him about the glasses. Is it true? Or is it part of the story told to fit into the world of the Bahnsen Knights? Is there even a world out there? Instinctively, you look at the sun, visor, and sigh. Okay, look at Monique Sierra. Okay, all the Bahnsen Knights, Monique is the one with whom you find it hardest to strike up a conversation. You're not surprised. You were never good at talking to women. Think of Ava. If it wasn't for her, you two would never had first dates. Look at Lucas Sierra. You can't stand Luca. His attitude, the way he talks to people, that giggling. You remember your high school years, where, unfortunately, you crossed paths with several people like him. Okay. You don't want to wake up anyone. The last thing you need is, for any one of these psychopaths to tell you. You only start the engine when you figure out you're good and far down the road. Mile 54. What's Tony after it? Mile 54. Your stomach grumbles, and a gloomy thought crosses your mind. What if it was your last shot at breakfast? You're trying to think of the Bahnsen Knights' territory. The number of barns with the giant red crosses slapped on the wall. What would all of this look like from above? Crapper was always about the gap between map is its territory. He'd shake his head when he said you still hadn't picked up a Borgs despite his prodding. Okay, order black coffee, eggs, and bacon. If this is your last breakfast, you won't be missing out on anything. All of a sudden, appetite's gone. Drop your fork on your plate. I wonder if maybe it had been better never having tasted happiness in life. You feel the dampness in your eyes. and the quiver in your hands. Happiness is the worst drug. Withdrawal hits harder than the freight train. You just want to head back home. You wish this all to be over. How much longer are you gonna hold out? Coppers had it figured. Or the few times you'd yarned or yammered about time being the biggest foe for an undercover agent. What was that line he just couldn't quit repeating? Reality is just an illusion we've gotten used to. What the? The evidence you left on your daughter's grave is no longer there. But there are 3 holy cards. Oh, Mario. A holy card used by agency to catalog actions of Tony's circle. Okay. A catalog counting knots. These catalog have been forged. Along with these holy cards, you find 2 new ones. Our Lady Health. Or Our Lady of Health. Saint Expeditus. Fucking hell. You bent down to pick them up, and you feel a great sense of helplessness. What on earth is your handlers looking for? More evidence that Tony's son of a bitch? Isn't it enough to know Cupper's gone? And Cupra, did he find anything? Or had he simply been discovered? Your head's spinning. You're trying to concentrate. Almost if nature was giving you a sign. You spot the shadow slipping away under the light of the midday sun. It's time. The road meanders gently, and you think of Ava. How'd she sway to her jam, all graceful and free? The stone throw away, and you ease off the gas. And there it is, finally. Thought you weren't showing up. Also, why are you wearing a wife beater in the middle of nowhere? You smile. You never considered that option. Here we are. At mile 54. And it ain't just us. We've crossed paths at this point, huh? You familiar with the backstory of Bahnsen Knights? You'd like to tell him yes, to spell that you're an undercover agent. Sorry. As if there's a fat file about it back in the agency. You'd buy a ticket to see the look on his face. Ask him about your partner. But you just shake your head. Hold on a sec. I guarantee it's going to be worth your while. Back in '83, there was this curious happening. 2 F5 tornadoes nailed the heart of the country at the same time. I remember what they blabbered about? Their path on TV? It's tough for you to admit, but it only took him 3 sentences to hook you. You remained silent, and let him continue telling the story. I was working as a used car salesman back then, that we know. My town took the biggest punch. One tornado slashed it south and north. Later, another one swept the southwest and the northeast. This way, like a cross. Got saved by a fluke. Tony paused for a second. Town was pretty much wiped out. My boss was a son of a bitch. Mark Fisher. Mark Fisher? You scour your memory that the name popping up in the agency dossier. And it ain't just tossing that out. You know what Monique said about the adjectives, right? Adjectives? You don't. But you're glad you have a new topic of conversation with the librarian. Anyway, Mark owed me a commission for my last sales. He knew I needed that cash, but didn't give a damn. Once the sirens quit wailing, I hoofed it back to the office. Set it to the breeze, clinging to the hope of scoping up anything, but found nothing. Cashbox was busted open. Never found out who swiped the money. It wasn't Mark. He died in the storms. Something snapped in me. I started tearing everything apart. Like the third tornado ripping through the damn offices. Must have caught the glint of metal. Got a picture frame was the key. In a legend. Mile 54. I figured Mark had other stuff going on. So without thinking too much, I left the office. And started looking for Mile 54. You got any clue how many Mile 54 markers little this country? Shake your head and Tony grins. Started off with the closest one. I didn't find anything. Kept at it, and after a while, landed in this spot. The barn was padlocked, and I got the key. I couldn't believe my eyes. Felt like I stepped into heaven's gates. Sierra stretching as far as you could see. Damn! You got the... Lots of cars, let's go. My boss had them imported from Europe. For some reason, he couldn't sell them just yet. You know what the cross is, Boulder? Okay, you got all serious for a second. A cross is an intersection. A meeting point. 2 tornadoes. A guy with a batch of imported cars. He stares intense. It's hard for you to bear it. But also 2 friends. Or a pair of foes. Each of us carries more than 1 cross. The key is knowing which one to flaunt to others. Silence gets heavy. You don't dare to break it. Shall we go back, Boulder? You nod. Tony's words rattle in your head. Oh. Okay, the barn is getting destroyed the more we progress in the story. Oh, Chen Connect, hello. Heyo, how you doing? Hold on. Can I do it? Does it work? Oh. God damn it. Does it work only if I do this? Oh. Okay. Okay, my Twitch guru doesn't work. Becky, how you doing? I do be playing this silly game that I never played. It was on my library for a long time. You feel the heat under the weight of your body. As it brings to mind those cats longing on parked car hoods. A daring scrolls at the bottom of the stream library. Yeah. There's a lot of the games that I didn't play that I need to play, by the way. Like, goddamn. You used to think that they did it to ward off the chill. But Copper had told you the real reason was different. Cats perch on car hoods to protect themselves from stray dogs. That's true. The unplayed money sinks sitting down there will crush your soul. I have like 250 games that I still need to play. And they're all like AAA games or very long games. So I'm getting crushed alright. For stray dogs. Okay, what are you thinking about Tony's sermon? And you're buying his bullshit? Raise your chin in his direction. It's lame, to answer a question with a question, Boulder. You hear how he clears his throat. and he spits on the asphalt. Did you know that saliva can simulate soft tissue repair? It can accelerate healing? Vincent looked at his arm for a few seconds. It's the little I remember from school. I dropped out at 15. I'd lock myself in my room and cut myself near my elbows. And I'd spit on the wound and stare at it for hours. I showed my brother what I was doing once, and the prick told our stepfather. I can still feel the pounding I took. The things he hurled at me. Years later, I tracked him down and took a butcher's knife to him. As he bled out on the floor, I started spitting. I spit, and spit. I spit all over the place. I spit for the hole where I put in that piece of shit. Boulder! Cross the truck path and make it stop. I'll handle the rest. You rush to the door and fire up the engine. Cross the truck's path and makes it stop. So was that the plan? You slam down on the gas pedal, trying to get left behind. Hey! You look to the side, and you spot Vincent clutching something in his right hand. Oh! He has a gun! You have a bad feeling about this. Oh, I shall lurk. Enjoy the lurk. I'm just gonna be playing the game. Oh. Playing time? The truck driver seems to suspect something. He's driving at full speed. It's going to be hard for you to overtake him, and cross your car in front of him to force him to stop. Especially given the oncoming traffic. Okay, right. No, left! Jesus. Why? Oh, shit! Cross your in front of the truck. Get in front of the truck and slam on the brakes. The truck brakes to... Okay, that was a little intense. You owe the agency a lot. Without the transfer, you'd never have crossed path with Ava. Hold on, we'll still unload. Huh? Olivia wouldn't exist. When you were transferred, the agency had taken care of everything. They hired a truck to move you across the country. Your father has passed away not long before, and you made the decision to sell the house. Nearly everything there had belonged to him. Don't worry, he won't be long now. Boxes and boxes from past that would never return. Copper had been there, and he helped you unload them. You know what? I'm not worried about you talking. The trucker scans left and right. Damn! Because you'll be sipping it through the straw for the last year. Damn! I'm holding the anger. I'm like, argh! Like angry. I can't do anything because I'm an undercover agent. Grandpa used to say that silence is more important than words. That the person who listens is more significant than the one who talks. And the words mean nothing without someone to hear them. Jesus multiplied the loaves. Wait. I was saying he multiplied, these loaves? Like a lot of loaves got multiplied. And turned water into wine. Water into wine. Okay, I heard it the first time. Can you imagine? Why settle for wine? That's watery. There's laughter and some applaud. I promised you a better miracle, didn't I? And I multiplied very good wines. But I'm no Jesus, no. I hold those who stand by me in high regard. Tony monitors you for to step into the stage. What? Bowler was one of the folks who helped me to get wine for today. You look around. Where's Vincent? Oh, Vincent. Come here, Bowler. You hand out the bottles to the crowd. The atmosphere is booming. And you smile, thinking of Eva. Or Eva. Eva said you didn't go out together enough. So she's arranged a wine tasting to a new restaurant nearby. The idea didn't exactly tickle your fancy, but Olivia would be staying over at Eva's mom, and you could drink as much wine as you wanted. Although, that night has started with a lot of nonsense. Noses nestled in broad glasses, swirling motion and scrutinized liquid's body, an elaborate description of a simple concept like red or robust. The mess at the end had not been much different than tonight with the Bahnsen Knights. Listen up. This won't be the only miracle today. You catch some of Tony's talk. You're tired of his stories. If thumping a ride symbolizes a modern day Lazarus from the Bible, you'd rather be back home. Who embodies Jesus in this scenario? Hugging Eva. Okay, so he's talking and he's listening at the same time. It's a little confusing. Playing with Olivia. The car or its driver? Oh! What the fuck is Toby blubbering about? And who's the poor bastard that Falcon twins are hauling on the stage? The man can barely stand. Could the twins have done that to him? The Falcon twins, an odd pair of Bahnsen Knights. Two bodybuilders who lost everything at the tornadoes. And for whom Tony set up a gym in one of the barns. Tony glances at the side and gestures towards the siblings. Allow me to introduce you to someone. Could this be our modern day Lazarus? It starts as a murmur. Lazarus. More people join in. Lazarus. It ends with a roar. Lazarus. Tony wakes. Oh. Okay, I can still hear it from the. He's standing. Okay, can I see the. Okay, Tony walks up to the man, and even though he's lowered his voice, you can still hear it from where you're standing. That's the problem with writers. Lou. Who's Lou? They just don't listen to the people. You really think there's nothing to tell here? You son of a bitch. Lou chuckles, the laughter fading into a dry cough. You step over to Lou and offer your shoulder for him to lean on. What are you doing, Boulder? You raise your eyebrows, and Tony appears to hesitate for a moment, but eventually he nods. Monique. I need everything ready for tomorrow's station of the cross. Vincent? Take Lou to the barn. With a glance of your direction, Vincent looks surprised and starts to complain. Right now! Managed to get Lou into the back seat. It would have been easier for with Vincent's help. But when you asked him, he just bared his teeth at you and sat behind the wheel of his Sierra. Lou seemed to have fallen asleep. Could this guy be the key to finally putting an end to it all? You feel the car slowing down. You instinctively clench your fist. Don't get your hopes up, Boulder. Neither of us is important enough to be executed in the middle of nowhere. It's the wine. I can't take it anymore. Oh, he's gonna piss. Okay, can we talk to the guy, please? You don't have much time. You shake Lou until he wakes up. Oh my god, I didn't save. Hold on, this is important. Okay, I'm not gonna expose myself. Because this is a death threat, or, you know, just saying, oh, look, I'm an undercover agent. He's gonna, like, say it to get some leverage. Or get his ass saved. Ask why they got him trapped. Luke asks before answering. Tony wants me to. He's having a hard time concentrating, and you squeeze his shoulder. He wants me to write his gospel. Oh. Ask who he is. He's a writer. Oh. What are you doing, motherfucker? Before you open your mouth, Vincent turns around and points the shotgun at you. No! The shot goes through the abdomen, shattering the backseat of the Sierra. Lou covers his face and starts crying, covered in the blood that doesn't belong to him. Okay, since we are gonna try it, let's see and tell him who I am. He starts talking and Vincent gets in the car. Okay, so I'm gonna die either way if I tried that option. Okay, what, they got him trapped. What? Am I just gonna shut up? You fall silent and hear Vincent's footsteps outside the car. Did you miss me? Hey! Wipe that expression off your face, Boulder. We leave Lou in the barn and meet with the other at Danny's. You smirk, but deep down you know its time is running out. In one way or another, all of this has come to an end. Oh. Chapter 7? You enter the bar with a knot in your stomach. You feel that Tony is entering a spiral of madness that is dragging all the Benson Knights down. We're not a Benson Knights. You take a deep breath and cling to images of the other life. Something tells you that you don't have much time left. Maybe this is your last night to look for new evidence in the bar. Talk about the adjectives. Why are you asking me? Say that Tony mentioned it. She sighs. Tony believes that the power of the verbs. That's why his whole speech is religious. Religions speak of the verb, because they believe the true mystery of being resides in charge, in transmutation. Things do not simply be, things are transformed. This allows them to divide existence into states, up and down, life and death, heaven and hell. The verb is change, and to control the verb is to arrogate to oneself the possibility of that change. Those who control the verb control the state of things. The adjective is something else. The table, is it round or square? Does it really matter? Isn't it a table after all? A place to raise our glasses and get together to talk. Many believe that adjectives are superfluous. But you know what, Boulder? Humanity is also superfluous, and I like being human. Humanity adjectivize existence. When you take a sip of beer. It's a good quote for you, you son of a bitch. The outburst startles you. Something tells you that Monique is talking to someone else. Ask about the goons outside Tony's office. Kevin looks at you and seems to hesitate, but in the end, he says nothing. You remember his cover's technique. An imaginary bar. Maybe if you could get Kevin to trust you completely, and deplete that bar. Deplete that bar. Okay, hold on. You can hear them in any order you like. Although, there's something about the chronological order that seems to make everything easier to understand. The stories I wrote about the guys are called The Ascents, The Ones Above, and The Fall. Okay, The Ascents. He joined the FBI when he was pretty young. His real rise happened a few years ago. About the same time, the world got wise to the concept of serial killers. Between 1973 and 1977, there were 5 murders perpetrated by traveling salesmen in American Midwest. Goddammit. The police in each town managed to apprehend killers after investigation that were quite similar to each other. The evidence seemed clear. Neighbors locating the salesman at the scene of each crime. Murders committed by the objective that each salesman was selling. In all cases, the salesmen claimed their innocence. But who in their right mind wouldn't try to save themselves from a life sentence? Then, there's another murder by another salesman. Our agent decided to take another look at the past cases and started spotting some coincidences. He finds a witness testimony that police seem to have dismissed. A family car had been seen driving around the block of one of the victims. An idea began to form in our man's head. Why would anyone assume that salesman would kill one of his potential customers? And not only that, why would anyone assume the several salesmen, 6, if we take into account the last murder, would kill their potential customers? Wasn't it more logical to assume the existence of another individual? That's how our agent found the serial killer he dubbed the Red Herring Killer. Unbelievably, the Red Herring Killer actually turned out to be a salesman. A salesman who was looking for another peddlers who shared some part of his route. We followed to choose his victims and commit the murders under cover of evidence that convinced the police. The FBI was able to convict the Red Herring Killer of all 6 crimes, and our agent was celebrated in national and international media. But sorry, I didn't read it. But do you want to know why he was promoted so quickly? It wasn't because of the investigation itself. It was because of the name. Red Herring Killer. The name was very good. You can listen to those above. By the time our agents had already made the name for himself in the Bureau, those were the years where the serial investigator dominated the newspapers and television. Years in which the Bureau organized talks and conferences dedicated to finding a general definition of a serial killer, setting them apart from the terms like mass murderer or multiple murderer. Our agent took part in these events, even wrote articles for the Bureau publications. Time between murders, 3 or more murders. All these characteristics were defined in this period. Time passed and the media stopped consulting our agent. He was carrying out several important investigations but wasn't landing any arrests. A body appeared in 1980, with enough suggested it might link to a murder from the 78s. The Bureau had developed a query system to facilitate cross-referencing of information. But 2 victims weren't enough to make a serial killer. Our agents possess unique insights. He knows from the way the press, the movies, the TV treats them. Serial killers had started to be seen as celebrities. The simple fact, combined with the enigma or gammon, that word, typical of killers, would change everything. Our agents had no idea. He spoke with one of his contacts in the press, told him about the 2 victims, adding a third that he was unrelated to the other 2, but with whom he called a simple coincidence. And he asked the journalist to refer to the murder of the Silver Ring Killer in his article. The day after the story was published, a man phoned the Bureau, calling himself the Harp String Killer. And he said that he had nothing to do with the 3rd murder, but he had taken the credit of the first 2, and he used the harp string to carry them. Our agent explained to him that the series required a 3rd element, and without that 3rd element, it wasn't a series that therefore had no right to be a given name. The murderer insulted him and hung up. Unfortunately, there had been time to trace the call. 2 days later, a new victim appeared, and the Bureau quickly apprehended the killer. He had been careless this time. Our agents, way back in all the papers and TV and on TV, but he couldn't stop thinking about the third victim. Had it been his fault? Damn. It's like, oh, you killed 3 people. He's like, oh yeah, and then he kills the person. A little silly. Okay, listen to the fall. It's our agent's last case. The one that broke him. The one that led to nothing but coffee for breakfast in a shitty bar like mine. Our agent had known success. He's been on papers, on TV. His name was recognized in the field, and he was respected by his peers. But not all agents were as lucky. Serial killers were grabbing the attention of American people, and there were some agents who couldn't stand it. The ice block killer has been apprehended by an agent who we'll call Bob. Bob managed to solve a case that had first appeared to be 7 suicides by hanging, by apprehending a suspect he dubbed the ice block killer. According to Bob, the ice block killer knocked out his victims with a sleeping pill. He staged fake suicide using an ice block. He put a block on the floor and hang his victims from a ceiling beam, making sure they stood on ice. Then he'd leave, making sure he had an alibi that would place him far away from the crime. The victim would be hanged to death when he couldn't stand on the ice anymore, which would melt into a bottle. Our agent had some doubts about Bob's investigation, and at a retirement party, he took advantage of Bob being drunk to ask him about the case. Laughing, Bob told him that he, of all people, should know the real answer. Bob had created the serial killer by falsely accusing one man of 7 murders that were nothing more than 7 isolated suicides. He'd forged evidence, fabricated testimonies, and pulled some favors from friends in the press. Our agent couldn't take it. He reviewed the investigation and sent a detailed analysis to the journalist he trusted. He knew that if he kept everything inside the bureau, Bob wouldn't receive the punishment he deserved. But again, he miscalculated. Minutes after the report went on TV, Bob was found hanging in his home. Our agent was blamed for Bob's suicide, and at times he seemed to bear it, but one day he came across a book of kids' riddles in a used bookstore. He would see how the case Bob had built, hanging in the ice block, had been nothing but a brutal, low-grade intellectual exercise. Our agent would buy that book of riddles and carry it everywhere. He would give up the bureau, and had just coffee for breakfast in a bar like this one, drinking in silence, and serving his own sentence. Damn. Okay, let's ask him about the goons now. Attention everyone! Okay, there we go. So this is like a trust meter. If it's empty, that means he trusts me. If it's full, it means he doesn't trust me. He rings the bell and announces the next round is on the house. The goons approach the bar. Now's your chance. Wait. Don't hit me with the I don't have much time. Clothes. You check the pockets of the coats and find nothing. Desk. Next compartment. Oh my god, open. Property deed and Tony's signature. You can't believe your luck. Next compartment, open. Next compartment, open. Oh my god, it's my luck. Okay, sofa. Careful through the cushions. Nothing. Desk again. Next, open. Next, open. Next, open. Come on, no. Next compartment, open. Open. Come on, open. Tax return for Denny's bar. This might come in handy. Open. A picture of official politics standing to next to a woman who's not his wife. You put it in your pocket. Boulder? Oh my god, you look at the disc and realize you should have closed all the compartments. You son of a bitch! Okay. Morning screams alert the rest. Several Bahnsen knights enter Tony's office and surround you. You try to defend yourself, but you feel something piercing your stomach and fall to the ground. The last thing you hear before you lose consciousness is Lucas' chuckle. Oh my god! Close. Next, open. 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 Close. And next, open. Close. Next, open. Close. Next, open. Oh. No, no, no. Okay. I'm fine. Boulder? You pretend to be drunk. Restroom? She's suspicious. You're not sure, she bites it. You leave the office and Monique comes out behind you. You see her walk up to the table where the others are trying to calm down. You lost your only chance. Wait, hold on. Let me save here. Right? And let me try and load this one. See if I can do something else. So it's only these. Yeah, let's load this one. So there's nothing else. You're sick of being something you're not. You need to get out of here. You possess new evidence to deliver to your handlers despite everything. It's not worth smiling about, maybe. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 5, 6, 7, 8. Although your days started a little later than with Ava and Olivia, you always liked sunrises. When you were a kid, you shared a room with your two brothers. They were older than you, and both of them liked to sleep in. Since they wouldn't let you open the curtains too early, you had to develop a system. You would lift a curtain a little and prop it using a gumpy. A toy that your uncle had given you, all three of you, but your oldest brother had taken. Gumby could bend, so it was ideal to adjusting angles in which the sunlight come through the window, eliminating a small area of the floor in your room. Laying in a pool of light without making any noise, you would read and do your schoolwork. You still remember that feeling, the warmth of your arms and face, the pages of the book reflecting golden light. Everything seemed easier in that spot. One day, Gumpy fell. And as if it fell, it had another toy. Set off a chain reaction that woke up your brothers. Turned out your arms don't bend like Gumpy's. Fucking Gumpy. God damn it. They broke his arms. Fucking brothers. You think of Lou. Tony had mentioned a station of cross via curses. Cruces? And you know that things are happening too fast. You don't have much time left. You scan your surroundings. The Bahnsen Knights are asleep in their cars. And today, you couldn't give a shit whether Gumpy falls or not. You could attempt to pop open the trunks to see if any of the Bahnsen Knights are hiding something that might implicate Tony. You could visit the cemetery and try once more, even though you're well aware that unlikely to yield results. Or you could simply return to bed. Your brothers were fond of sleeping, and things didn't turn out bad for them. Perhaps you shouldn't have taken a leaf out of their books. And then the fictional boulder would never have existed. Wait. Try to padlock trunks? Oh shit. What am I doing? Oh my god. Well, I'm dead. No! I didn't mean to go here. I wanted to open the trunks. How do we know? Oh! There we go. Mixed trunks full of books. 3 books catches your attention. Radioactive Pampas, Book 1, 2, 3. Barbara had brought up one of those to your houses. Although you were all very drunk when you read it, you still remember some fragments. Could it be a coincidence? Read. 3. My horse's neck remind me of those of the girls at the fort. The rough bumps followed an irregular distribution. Horses with manes were increasingly rare among travelers. Haliro rode behind me. We each held the reins of a spare horse. Haliro was not smiling. Since a physical examination at the fort, he had an expression of his face that was difficult to interrupt. What? While the horses died silently. A traveler in the radioactive pampas learned to spot a small signs as not to hurt himself at the moment they kneel over. Nor does the unexpected traveler let go of the reins of his spare horse or delay in changing saddles. We left the fort. I settled the animal, in which I noticed the effects of the radiation more clearly, and mounted it. I wanted Haliro to see me handle the death of my horse before the same thing happened to his. By the third prolonged whinny, I knew the demonstration would not be long in coming. Okay, that's not helpful. God damn it. I find nothing. Okay. Oh, I found something. A slip of the paper falls out of the book. Molecular composition of ethanol shovel. Recognize the handwriting and grab your head. There was no doubt about it. The copies were Copra's. Would your friend want you to find this clue? We took a deep breath and concentrate on the paper. Molecular composition of ethan shovel. Okay, specific place to dig. You remember the training of the agency. The first classes on cryptography and encryption of locational maps. Copper had laughed out loud when you told him what they were teaching the new agents. That's all the smoke and mirrors, he said. He shoved you a technique that requires only 2 dots to mark a specific location on a map. Okay, mark coordinates on the map for digging. What? What the heck? How would I know? Okay, Cupper was saying that it takes 2 points on the map to mark a specific location. What do you mean? Molecule composition of Ethan. Shovel. What the heck am I supposed to do with that information? Okay, let's go open Vincent. Okay, hold on, let me save first. Can I save? I can't. Okay, let's go to Vincent. There we go. The gun. You found an open box with some bullets, and keep one. You don't take the gun Vincent used to beat the driver of the truck from which the shipment was stolen. There was no way he wouldn't notice. Oh. Okay, let's Lucas here. Let's go down, back, and then left. No, no, no. Then right. Okay, so back one more. Oh, shit, hold on. Okay, now let's do the right and go all the way up and down. Damn it. Okay, let's go left again. Go up. Then right. Okay, so that doesn't work, so let's go left again. Up. And then right. Damn. Okay, left. Up again. Damn, this... Damn. Okay, alright, left. Are you serious? Oh, there we go. Found some bottles and pills that and keep one. From the label, they seem to have been prescribed by a doctor. Oh, we can give it to the health guard, I think. I don't know how to do the thing. How do we... The heck? Okay, Cabra was saying that it takes 2 points on a map to mark a specific location. Yeah, molecule composition of Ethan. Shovel. Was it in the story that I missed? Because I'm gonna lose it if it was. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go up all the way to the story that I missed. I'm sure the thing is right there. The thing I need. Okay, the pattern. My father once told me a nomadic legend that a man who managed to fly with a condor. The man conducted 15 years of his life training the animal. Strict diet was not enough, or assistant to cut off both legs and okay with fire was enough. Arms. Meantime, Condor accelerated flaps. The flare bone Rio was the bird. He could trick into thinking he was a prey. With his free arms, he would signal the cutter where to go. Copperhead laughed out loud when you told him what they were teaching the new agents. That's all smoke and mirrors, he said. And he showed you a technique that requires only 2 dots on a marked specific map, a place on a map, but I don't know what the thing is. Can I just, I don't know, guess the place? Oh my god, don't make me go through the whole thing. Oh! Was that the actual place? Wait, I was literally just spamming things. You dig and dig and found nothing. You read the hint again. Okay, abandon the search, check the map again. Okay, so I can technically just keep doing the whole thing. Okay, can I just keep going? C D E. Okay, this is not helpful. Wait, can I do something? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do a silly thing and actually look up the code because I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I'm gonna go Bahnsen Nights map coordinates. Okay. What the heck? What? How am I supposed to know the actual thingy for it? uh Okay, after finding clue, you automatically check the map. The marked coordinates for the map digging is Ethan is C2H6. So mark the first point as C2. It marked the second point to... What? You can't be serious. Molecular composition of Ethan. And Ethan is... Oh! Oh! It's the scientific one. Oh, come on. How would I know that? I'm not that smart. It's like C2H6 is like the scientific name for this. It's like a gas or something. How would I know? Okay, hold on. Let me do it. First coordinates is gonna be C. Second is to back. The second point is gonna be H6. H2, H6. The chemical composition of ether. How would I know? I'm not smart. You smile. Carpra is a true genius. Take out the folder. You can't believe what you see. Dozens and dozens of pieces of evidence which the agency could build a case against Tony and his Bahnsen Knights. You scratch your head. Now you understand why you were having trouble finding hard evidence. Carpra had already taken care of everything. You laugh inside. The holy card don't matter anymore, or the complicated system of communication with the agency. Before going back to the others, you were going to pass by the graveyard and leave the folder, just as you found it, on the grave of your fictional daughter. The same girl who shares a name with your real daughter, or shares a name. The one that you'll soon hug again. Did we do it? Are we good? Oh! Why is the car flipped? Didn't you learn anything in school? Ava laughed, stretching out her left hand and looking at her engagement ring. A syndico, that word is a figure of speech. It's when you use a part of something to refer to a whole. Okay, or did you really think you're going to just take my hand in marriage? When you told Capra you were marrying Eva, you told him what she said about that word. Capra waited for you to finish and smiled. He said that you've been very, very lucky. That not only you had found someone you loved, but that you also learned a thing or two. A few weeks later, Capra would have dinner at your house and meet Ava. They'd talk about work, about books, about you. Oh! Is that me? Oh, is that the person that, didn't want to write the thing for them? About you. One of them mentioned the words, that word, and they would start to laugh. They'd look for examples, ignoring your complaints, laughing at your annoyance. And they clink glasses every time they come up with a new one. It's been a long since time you thought of it. At loose station of the cross. You can carry any crosses. Condemned and crosses are the same thing. And you're not sure if this is an example of that word or not. Time's running out. You need to act. It doesn't matter that you left the folder with the copper's evidence in the graveyard. You don't know when or even if the extraction will take place. You touch your chest and feel the microphone you carry between your 4th and 5th rib. You need some kind of evidence that whatever the hell's going on to explain your actions to the agency. The cars are moving slowly, maintaining a constant speed. You ponder what might happen if one of the cars in front of you were to speed up. Or if one of the cars were to back out suddenly, slam the brakes. Lou would be dismembered. You know that dismemberment as a form of execution has a long history. That a common way was to tie a condemned man from limbs to 4 horses. But you never heard of anyone doing it with cars. You look at your hand, clenching into a fist to stop the trembling. You don't know how much more you can take. What was his name? You struggle to recall the name of the Peruvian leader of spinners. Tried to dismember, but couldn't. I don't know. This one? The leader of the Great Rebellion. You think of your mother's family. How little you know of their history. Keeping your brain busy at times of distress is the only way to keep you from going crazy, Boulder. Capra has told you about the soldier of World War I who recited the first 200 prime numbers from memory. As bombs fell in the trenches, the fragments of his comrade flew through the air. You miss Capra. You miss your life beyond fiction. Take a deep breath and hold your head. Exorcisms on high speed, miracles on the road, and now this. Does Tony really believe any of what he preaches? Holy shit. You no longer have any doubts that Tony is preparing something big tonight. Monique checks every single car that arrives in the barn. You can't blow your cover now. Reach under your clothes and yank out the microphone. Roll down the window and wait for the right moment to get rid of it. What? Damn it! She finds the microphone and calls the others. You pulled violently from the car and tied hand and foot. 7 hours later, you touch the bottom of the same lake you where almost a year ago you swam with Ava in your underwear. Damn it. Well, I don't know where I was. You got the bug without anyone noticing. When he scans your car and finds nothing. She manages for you to park the car and you breath a sigh of relief. It's literally just right there. You walk among people without quite believing what you're seeing. Until now, everything Tony and the Bahnsen Knights had done seemed to you like some sort of fairground trick. A work of grand standing showmanship, albeit heavy laced with religious overtones. But this... How far would Tony actually go? No! He's getting crucified. Do you know Longinus? According to the Gospel of John, the Roman soldiers who crucified Jesus, they didn't break his legs. He was customary to hasten the death of the crucified. Do you know why? Because they thought Jesus was already dead. but one of the Romans, identified in some texts as a centurion by the name of Longinus, pierced him in the sides with a spear to confirm that Jesus was dead. You look around you. Tony has audience captivated. Do you understand the importance of what Longinus did? He caused a wound that by itself would kill Jesus, to find out if Jesus was already dead. Imagine. Oh! Rickware, hello! Imagine finding this in 2011. I had to say it. I literally just looked at the chat. Hello, how you doing? Tired? Well, I've been reading text for 2 hours, so I'm tired as well. God damn. Dang. Ooh, you got a silly cool badge. It's Speedon's 5 badge. Earned by watching Speedons. Oh, take the boop. Bailey! Hello! How you doing? I didn't know it was cutie hour. Ow! Not the glizzy. Okay, for the same fact, eliminating all contingencies and confirming the idea that one way or another, our destiny is already written. Did you hear that, Lou? Oh, tired, woke up from a nap, was gonna stream. Well, I did miss my nap because, apparently I didn't feel sleepy, so I just stayed awake. But hey, what were you gonna stream? Also, I don't need you. I don't need you. Lou screams is lost among the cheering of the crowd. You can't take it anymore. You have to do something. Charge at the cross, charge at Tony. Okay, the cross it is. Oh! Get the son of a bitch. You know something moving in the distance. The evidence gathered by the Cobra has been enough. Let's go! And finally, the agency prepared to face the Bahnsen Knights. Look at the smile on his face. I don't know, maybe Paul World or Mass Effect again. I really gotta finish the game I started. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing all the games that I didn't play. Taking advantage of the confusion. And without thinking too much, you look for a way to extricate yourself from the action. Question mark? A helicopter. A blow in the back of your head prevents you from fully formulating the thoughts. Monique! Help me with these two. What? I thought we finished. God damn it. I thought the game ended. The first thing you heard is rushing of the air. The back of your head hurts. And you try to sit up. Sorry. Easy, you son of a bitch. Like a slap in the face, Tony's voice jolts you back into the present. You're in a helicopter. How much longer, Monique? Monique doesn't reply. The noise inside the helicopter is deafening. Oh, look at that crazy face. Monique! How much longer? 10 minutes, to the nearest F5. Do you hear that, Boulder? In 10 minutes, you're going down in hell. You fucked us, you piece of shit. Ow. I always suspected it. You showed up not long after the other traitor. Capra. Your attempts to mask your reaction to hearing that name are worthless. Tony knows. We're getting closer. Also, why did they show me the trust meter? Should I, like, had trustworthy Monique on my side. Hold on tight. Wanna know a secret, Boulder? We fed up copper to a tornado too. Bruh. You feel fury gripping every muscle in your body. Tony stares into your eye with an intensity you're rarely seen. And you want to hurt him. Headbutt. You get ready to headbutt him, but Tony knows. Looking you in the eye the whole time, he pulls his head back and avoids the attack. Get the fuck up! He raises the gun and makes you move towards the door. Without saying anything else. He kicks you hard in the stomach and you fall to your death. Damn it. Kick! Oh! The kick catches him off guard. You get up as fast as you can. Oh! Tony! What's going on back there? The turbulence increases and everything spins. Nothing I can't handle. You keep us flying. Jeez. Bro got knocked out. Your stomach churns. The helicopter is losing altitude. Take a look. Jump. Trees, soil, water. Jump. You miscalculated. The impact breaks every bone in your body. What am I supposed to do? I thought it was water. Oh! Wait, does it change? Should I like jump when it's like water? Take a look. Tree, soil, water. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait until it looks like water. There we go. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Even though, changing the fabric of reality just to jump in water. Boulder. Everything flashes by in a second. Ava, Olivia, Crupra, the breakfasts, the beers. Do not recognize the bodies in the water? No. The cups of coffee. The daughter is drawing. Lou? It's over. Oh! The explosion is spectacular. A piece, difficult to describe overwhelms you. And you realize how much, your body aches. I need to see my family, Lou. Stop being Boulder. Just be me again. Okay, so both of them are dead. I guess. Ah! Well, that was the game. No song at the end, no nothing. So I guess we don't have much options to do. God damn, no music. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so I think that's the end. Oh, in memory of Mari. I think it's someone special in the game. Yeah, I think we did it. Oof. What do you mean? What? Oh! There's more. Yeah, I thought it was just gonna end there. I was like, god damn, there's no closure to the story. It's just like, they explode. End of story. Oh shit, a Marvel end credit scene. Yep. Yeah, there we go. We're back to our family and our daughter. Let's go. Let's go. Oh! Oh, it's the Lou. What is he gonna do? He's gonna write the whole thing? Oh, Bahnsen Knights. She's gonna write our story. Oh! Pixel Pulps. And it's a typewriter, just like the person that he's doing. Is that all? Okay. Now we can check the gallery, and there's also other stories, which I don't think we can play. If I hit this, is it gonna take me to a link? What? What the? Wait, hold on. It is an actual story. Got it, hold on. Oh. Oh, so we can unlock all the things. I see. Image gallery. I see. So it's like the other things that we didn't do. Assign all evidence correctly, so I didn't get the evidence good. God damn it. Make Glenn's eye. Which I tried for like 3 times every night and didn't make it. Okay, get hammered. I didn't drink too much. Abandoned the road exorcism. Oh, when I like got like into an accident, they asked me, "Oh, maybe this job is not good for you." But I did it either way. But after making Given Snap. Not follow Vincent plan. Kick some butts. Meet Lou Hill. Die in the emergency exit. How do we even do that? Okay. Is this the extra thing that we did? Oh, okay. So that's the story. Damn. Well, that was a long ass game. Hey, I'm glad I played it though. It looked super cool. And I love the art style of the game. If only it was point and click instead of like choose the thing from here. Because the only thing I could say is if this game was point and click, it would have been twice as awesome. Like maybe in the car and you just like touch the thing, or look at the mirror. That and voice acting? Yes. And don't expect me to know the scientific name for a gas that I never knew the name of. But I can find the map of evidence. That's something else. But it was fun. Again, point and click and voice acting. That's the thing. This game would be amazing. It's just all like me clicking on things the whole time. But yeah, that was bits and nights. I'm gonna go over to my Twitch and see if there's someone streaming that we can raid. I'm sure Reiko is already done with streaming because they're in my chat. Oh, there's Ursugol. Oh, we can raid Foxbot EXE again. They're playing Deltarune. They're a very silly person, and I like them, and I just met them the other day. Okay. Let's jump into their stream. They're playing Deltarune today. Also, when I say met, I literally just raided them or found them randomly. Okay, let's start raid. Raid the channel. Their name is Fox Bot EXE. Let's go. Start raid. Raid message is gonna be. Okay, let me see. Bread. Oh, sorry. There we go. That's the right message. Okay, there we go. I think they're doing the normal or the weird route, I think. Because I think they're gonna fight Birdly. Oh! They're doing a 24-hour stream. Delta Rune. It's Relta Rune. Yee. Also, Basil. Hello. How you doing? But yeah, see you guys on Saturday. I'm gonna be playing a chill game called something something fixing. That's all I can think of. Okay. See you guys on Saturday. Hope you have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.
Why are you not with the queen right now? Where's it headed? Oh! Hey!
New challenger approaching.